Jaco Piper takes charge at the World Cup Open, his 64th Test match. He also refereed the opening game at the 2015 event at Twickenham. Allez, allez! The Rugby World Cup is underway. French flair and All Black excellence. New Zealand all in black. France in their white shirts. And Thomas Ramos has found touch up near the halfway off the restart. A blockbuster premiere of the greatest rugby show on earth. And to the sounds of Allez les Bleus, Cody Taylor will throw the first line out of the match. He takes his time and he finds the double World Cup winner Sam Whitelock in midfield, and there's a short ball to Rico Ioane bursting through the middle into the French 22. What a start for New Zealand. Hot on attack already. Anton Leonard-Brown, and now Beauden Barrett, the fullback for the All Blacks. What a break from Ioane. Penalty, New Zealand.
Diving over.
That was a great running line, but it was the pass. They had decoy runners out the back door, and they isolated the midfield of France, and they go quick.
The All Blacks looking to force the initiative. Aaron Smith, they've got the penalty advantage as well, New Zealand.
There's the ball, there's the ball.
Ball's available. Mo'unga, Barrett works the cross kick to Mark Tele'a. Sits up for him, and he scores for New Zealand. What a start for the All Blacks. A try inside 2 minutes in the World Cup opener.
Well, he made his debut in November last year, Mark Tele'a, but he's made himself an integral part of this All Black unit because of situations like this. Keeps his composure, waits for the bounce, under duress. It was a great kick pass from Beauden Barrett to execute it. It takes a lot under pressure to do that. What a start, New Zealand.
Mark Tele'a. He hasn't been around all that long, as you say. Latching on at the cross kick from Beauden Barrett. Brilliant from the New Zealand fullback. Been there, done it. Two-time World Rugby Player of the Year.
But it was the attitude. They got the penalty quickly, did New Zealand, and they took the quick tap. They didn't allow the French defence to get set, and from there they had another penalty advantage, went right straight away because they knew the defence was constituted and they were able to execute.
Richie Mo'unga kicking 75% off the tee in Test matches in 2023. From wide out, just slides by, so it will remain 5-0.
Look at that, Beauden Barrett knew he had numbers on the outside, tried to get it on the full, but Mark Tele'a was good enough. Now the slow walk back here for France. Obviously a very long time to go in this game. What is their reply?
So a response required from France after that early try. Sam Whitelock, his 20th all-time World Cup game for the New Zealand great second rower. There's Dalton Popaleti in the 7 shirt in the place of Sam Cane, and it's a penalty to France.
He's on it.
Marchand, it was the number 2, the hooker straight over that ball. Brilliant work from him. That's the response that France were wanting. I think they'll go for the 3 points, and it's a good call by the skipper. Just cool things down a little bit.
Yeah, big story coming in. The absence of the World Cup captain Sam Cane. Popaleti started his Test career as an open side flanker.
Here's the kickoff, beautifully taken by Sam Whitelock. They sent 2 players around to stop it. There was a good low tackle from Wadi, which allowed the hooker Marchand to get over their ball. Perfect technique.
Well, Thomas Ramos has been kicking brilliantly this year, up near 90% in Test matches this season. Ramos to close the gap to 2 points. And he bangs it straight down the middle.
Instead of 60. Penalty 60.
5-3, New Zealand lead France just before the 5-minute mark.
If that's any indication, man, we are in for one, that's for sure. Both teams have scored each time they've been in the 22 of the opposition.
Beauden Barrett gets us back underway. He goes long. Down to Aldred, who gives it to Dupont, his captain. Big kick from the scrum half, but New Zealand go quickly. Here's Beauden Barrett again. Younger brother Geordie unavailable for this game with injury. Will Jordan on the chase and falling.
Are you happy?
With the contest in the air was Thomas Ramos.
Both in a position to play that ball.
You heard the voice of the referee. Both in a position to play it. Fair collision in the air. Mo'unga. To Beauden Barrett again. Slightly shorter high kick this time. Gavin Villiers underneath it for France.
No more!
And now they can play with the ball in hand. Charles Olivon. Good quick ball for Dupont. Little chip over the top for Jalabert. Just evades him, bounces away from the French fly half. Good innovation there from France.
No, tackler's still in.
Well, they were unlucky because there was some space there. There was greenery. Unfortunate the bounce doesn't go the home team's way, but if it did, the All Blacks are in trouble. They were exposed there just for a second in the backfield.
Aerial contact, both players got hands
One
to
thing
that
that's
ball.
very apparent already is the length of exit from the French team going very long, and I don't think this is out.
Hasn't found touch, Richie Mo'unga. So Ramos
Stop here.
bangs it straight down the tram lines back to the All Black fly half. Here's Will Jordan. He's been outstanding in the try-scoring departments for New Zealand. Mr. Prolific for this All Black side. Barrett, long cut-out ball to Tele'a again, but it's drifted forward.
What New Zealand are trying to do is go edge to edge. They're not wanting to kick the ball back long to this French team. So they're looking to expose them in the middle and then get the ball right quickly.
Interesting too, Carl.
Focus.
How much Beauden Barrett is in the game. We often see him come in at first receiver, but this double playmaker role.
Yeah, and it's his voice too.
Respect the mark.
That is so integral to this All Black team. Knows how to win these types of games.
Don't close the gap.
Vision was there, skill execution didn't hit the mark. First scrum.
This will be interesting. You've got two old boys at Wesley College on opposite sides here tonight in the front rows. Nepo Lalala for the All Blacks. Winnie Antonio, born in New Zealand for France. There he is, enormous figure on the tight head side. Standing up, we'll have a reset.
Yeah, well, he's in the group who was marking him.
Okay, wait for the
It's no small unit as well.
Listen to my advice.
Absolutely
wait for the buy.
Monstered physically. This is the battle within the
we'll
battle, though, isn't it?
And hold our shape.
Massive part of the French attack is getting a good set piece.
Don't close the gap.
Well, we saw they did have a few problems in their final warm-up game a couple of weeks ago here in Paris against Australia. A team not necessarily known for their dominance up front, so they would have thought about that, would have gone away, worked on it. Need a good platform here.
Fine. Set.
Solid platform for Dupont to play, but Aaron Smith is onto him like a flash. Good work from the New Zealand scrum half. Ramos kicks again. Tele'a can't hold on to it. Gone backwards, says the referee. Play on, and Mark Tele'a, perhaps a little fortunate. Crowd don't like the call. Comes away with it for New Zealand. Barrett again at first receiver. Will Jordan with the kicking duties now. Matthias Jalabert can just steady himself and bang that one over the sideline.
I like that contest though. Antoine Dupont versus Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith takes round one there. The ultra experienced player for the All Blacks.
So the New Zealand hooker, Cody Taylor,
Okay, quick.
going to wipe the ball. It's stifling hot here in Paris this week as Julien Marchand looks like he's getting some attention, the French hooker.
Yeah, I think this is A, yes, the weather, but B, the speed of what New Zealand's playing at the moment. This is definitely a tactical thing, just wrapping up the leg for Marchand. He's been ultra quick so far.
And interestingly, because of the elaborate opening ceremony we had before kickoff tonight, players were only allowed on the field for about 20 minutes or so. Had to start their warm-up indoors.
He did get just compromised there in that clean-out, the Marchand. First line-up for New Zealand was good. It went to Sam Whitelock. Does he call his own number again?
Cody Taylor, 7 titles with the Crusaders, but it's the French number 7, Oliver, who steals it. Turnover ball for France. Dupont works the blind side to Francois Cross. Jalibert cuts out Flamand to Marchand, who's back on his feet. Ball's gone forward though on the floor, so let's off for New Zealand.
Big tackle from Scott Barrett. He was the one that was targeted at line-out time. They got in front of him with the jump at line-out. Did France, he just shaking the head there, Marchand, but it was a nice low hit from Scott Barrett to get that turnover back.
Okay, take the advice.
We talked about discipline during the week. New Zealand, of course, they had those yellow cards, one of which became a red against South Africa in their their final warm-up game. As it looks like France might be looking to make a change here. Yes, they are.
He's going to try. Let's go.
It's on Malvaka, who's on the sideline waiting to come on, but Marchand wants to give it another go.
Of course, you don't want to come off in a game like this.
Good team.
He'll try as much as he can, and this will be the tester for him. They had a pretty solid one first up to France. It was their ball. Now it's All Black ball.
So there's Aaron Smith, who's just surveying the French defence. Little word to Richie Mo'unga, who's standing directly behind the scrum. Beauden Barrett to his right, Leonard Brown to his left.
Yeah, early push from the French. I think they were a bit worried after the first time.
Ball's not in. Let's work. Hit and settle.
Redel Wadzi, of course, no Cyril Bay at the moment for France. Had that calf injury in a warm-up game to this tournament. Automatic first choice normally is Bay, so it's Wadzi who has to come in here on the loosehead side.
Okay.
Remember, this is a free kick, so it can't be put out directly. So whether New Zealand are able to up and under.
And they will make the change. Marchand. Disappointment for him. A man who started the last 20 consecutive Six Nations games for France. The man from Toulouse will be replaced by another Toulouse teammate, Peto Malvaka, who's on early for France. New Zealand go high with the bomb off the free kick, and that's dribbled over the sideline. There's Tupolvai.
Twice they've gone to Jordan with an up and under. He's a supremo in that department.
Penalty.
Now they've gone penalty. Yeah, I think Jordan was looking at the ball and saw like he took a player out there. Unsure.
Contact in there before he can take it.
But to be fair, it is at the responsibility of Will Jordan to pull out of that.
So both teams with some early opportunities, just unable to take advantage of field position. Jalibert, he hasn't found touch either. Done a Richie Mo'unga there. And in his own 22, he bangs that out in the full deep, but Dupont will give it back to Jalibert.
Stop!
Here's Will Jordan again.
Play, run 5.
Can be brilliant on the counter-attack. Decides to kick again, though. We've seen plenty of kicking so far in this contest already. One on the angle from Ramos is Beauden Barrett.
Run 5, play.
And a nice spiral from Barrett. That hasn't gone out, though, so Ramos just about stays in his 22 and puts that one over the sideline. It'll be a line-out throw to New Zealand. Huge disappointment from Marchand, that left thigh.
Well, you can see there, very despondent, isn't he? Hopefully it's not a tournament-ending one for him.
Well, they've had their injury issues. Paul Willemse pulling out late of the World Cup 33-man squad. There's Will Jordan playing up at first receiver, and putting his head down is Anton Leonard-Brown. Vastly experienced player, over 50 caps for New Zealand. Nice little short ball there from Tupolvai. They were at the short side. Artie Savea, as he often does, drives the legs through contact. Out the back from Whitelock. Beauden Barrett again. Rico Ioane dummies and goes himself. Good tackle there from Antoine Dupont on Cody Taylor. Scott Barrett, he's hit hard by the new French hooker, Peto Malvaca. Barrett shifts it onto Vai. There's a loose ball. Will Jordan's onto it. Chest passes it across to Mark Tele'a. Slightly off the cuff, that from New Zealand. They do maintain the ball, though. Whitelock again. Will Jordan chips over the top for himself. His run's been checked. Play on, says the referee. Ramos kicks it down on the New Zealand 22. Beauden Barrett has found some good meters. There's no one back, actually, for Antoine Dupont, but a good kick on that occasion from Beauden Barrett. So much kicking so far in this contest.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's been good kicking, I think. Little chips in behind. We've already seen a nice one from the French. I saw a second one there from Will Jordan for New Zealand, finding space and greenery, in fact.
Of course, these two sides met here in Paris back in 2021. France scored 40 points on that occasion. What a breakaway here from Peto Malvaca. He chips ahead. His run's been checked as well. The partisan home crowd want a decision. They're not going to get it.
What they're going to get, though, is a goal line dropout. What about the set move from the front? Went to Dupont, who passed it back to Malvaca, and the chip kick from the replacement hooker. Great skills.
Well, he actually scored in that 40-25 victory here 2 years ago, Peto Malvaca. Mo'unga with the line-out dropout to Jalabert on halfway. Here's Aldrit. Primary ball carrier for France. Jalabert, inside ball to Gabin Villiers. Good tackle from Ethan de Groot, the loose head prop. Ball's available to New Zealand. And they're onto it. Flicked out by Aaron Smith. Slightly dangerous here, but Mo'unga has it. Gives it to Mark Tele'a. He's been busy to try score. Goes on one of those angled runs. So slippery. But the ball's just gone forward. On the floor again.
Well, it is very sticky. It is very humid. Tele'a, this is what he's there for. They were shifting the ball, bit of ad-lib rugby from the All Blacks. And then once Mark Tele'a gets the ball, he's just so good with his footwork, so strong.
Here we go.
Look at this shot put on. When Aldrit hit it up, Cody Taylor over the top, goes over the ball.
Here we go.
And this clean out by Antonio, absolutely brutal.
Scott Barrett wearing 145 kilograms there.
Okay, I'm going to bring him in. You stay there.
It's the tackle from Jalabert.
Okay,
that's great defence from the first five. Jalabert, and what he's done, he's set his team up in prime attacking position here.
He's been busy, Mark Tele'a, hasn't he? Try score. A lot of the action's gone over to that far side touchline.
Interesting setup defensively for New Zealand. Mo'unga directly behind the scrum, stopping the blindside move of France, preempting. Oh, here's a penalty.
Number one pulling it down as the call from the referee. That's
number one on his knees.
Ethan de Groot. Decision goes against New Zealand.
What do you do here for France? Do you take another shot at goal? I think you have to and take the lead.
Well, they're taking on water already, these players, as Fabien Gaultier, head coach of this French team.
So he'd be pretty happy with the response from his side after that initial blast from New Zealand for that first Tele'a try. They've worked themselves back into this contest, that's for sure. Settled down pretty quickly.
Yeah, stop.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, straight away, Ethan de Groot's under pressure. Fair enough, too.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
He just lost his footing early, didn't he? Greg Feek, scrum coach of this All Black side, be looking at that closely. Players taking on water already. There will be official water breaks tonight, given it's been so warm in Paris this week. Over 35 degrees this week, still pushing 30 Celsius here. Past 9:30 p.m. here local time. Ramos to put France into the lead, and he does so. France 6, New Zealand 5.
That's just a warning for New Zealand and their ill-discipline. They're going to have to be on in all aspects, because Ramos is definitely on with his kicking radar tonight.
We're back underway. Barrett again with the restart. It's down to Aldred.
Outside.
Laulala got the shoulder in, but Aldred picked up another few yards there.
And use it.
Dupont in no hurry, kicks off the base. Mo'unga to Beauden Barrett. That high kick in midfield, Will Jordan on the chase, but Ramos times his jump well, put on the deck by Jordan.
Last feed.
There's Cameron Wokey in the fourth shirt, making sure they secure that ball. Bourne just down the road here from the Stade de France, north of the city centre. Mo'unga again.
Back at the ball.
Ramos, who's been imperious at the back so far under the high ball for France, and now the home team can try and get some ball carrying going. Ramos had to play scrum half there. Flamel. Dupont to Gael Fictou of Racing 92 here.
Fell into it. No foul play.
In the nation's capital. He's losing his footing was Beto Malvaka. Jalabert to Wokey. That's been hacked ahead. Play on, says the referee. Back into New Zealand hands is Mark Tele'a again. He's going to kick. And Thomas Ramos this time has knocked the ball on.
And you don't see him do this very often. Thomas Ramos just got his footwork caught up a little bit there when he was going back into position. It wasn't the best kick from Tele'a, but it was effective in the end. I just think the back row of France is starting to impose himself a little bit. Gregory Aldred already 2 very good runs.
You give the guy a compliment next time he drops the ball. Ramos, he's had so much catching to do, high balls, awkward ones. That one just got away from him. This is a gilt-edged attacking opportunity for New Zealand.
Just engage on the head.
And I just like Anton Leonard-Brown in these situations, just so good. He's got such a great decision-making mind, where they use him to hit up and then reform off that. Richie Mo'unga, again, straight behind the scrum in the pocket. He'll be the back door or the secondary play out to Beauden Barrett.
New Zealand before that lost to the Springboks in their World Cup warm-up. They're on an 11-test unbeaten run. Something of a renaissance for New Zealand after a difficult 2022. Smith to Leonard Brown. Cuts out Ioane. Here's Beauden Barrett now. Good tackle from Francois Cross. Good quick hands to Mo'unga from Salvea. New Zealand 10 metres out. Looking for their second try. Popali'i. Scott Barrett now. Thunders through the first tackle. Good momentum for New Zealand. That's Laulala with the ball. Ardie Savea, the New Zealand captain. Ethan de Groot now. Big defence required here from France. The big All Black heavies are coming. Just a couple of metres out, New Zealand. Crowd getting behind their team here at the Stade de France. Tupolvai offside France, advantage New Zealand. Smith to Scott Barrett, driving low, Barrett! He's over the line. The ball's been lost forward, but we will go back for the penalty advantage. Salvaya thinking about going quickly.
The way New Zealand are using these intricate moves off set piece, especially scrum,
this way,
is causing confusion for this French team. Look at, there's a lot of hands on hips from those players in the French four-pack. Tap and go, here we go.
Just got to go a little further in field here onto the mark. So Cody Taylor has it, and Artie Salvaya points to the posts, and they will look to take the lead with the penalty.
That's the one I could see.
It's just the speed of play at the moment. It's really stressing the defence of France. We're really starting to struggle. New Zealand get quick ball, even still a lot of hands on hips from them behind the try line.
But if it develops further, I'll agree. Thank you. Yeah, water break after this.
I'm very impressed by Jaco Paipa so far in this game. He's been very clear in his communication with both sides. I think we're going to have a water break after this last action here, Rupert.
It's still very, very warm here in Paris this evening. There's the shot clock. Well inside that, Richie Mo'unga adds 3 points for New Zealand. And they will take a break for water on this stifling night in Paris with a 2-point lead in the World Cup opener.
Can we go water as well, please?
Well, 25 minutes in, Carlton Anna. We've seen a lot of kicking. But is this heat here in Paris tonight starting to take its toll on a few of those players?
I think that's what New Zealand are hoping in terms of their game plan, keeping the ball in play, playing quick, shifting it to the edges, moving the ball, quick taps. You have to say at the moment, Rupert, it's working. It's French forward pack in particular really struggling in this heat. Not the most mobile pack going along, but the way New Zealand started, got their try, and the response from France was brilliant.
Let's go sideline with Lou Ransom.
Yeah, thanks, Rupert. It's 101, isn't it? When you're coming to play at a big stadium with a big home crowd, you score first and you try and take them out of the game. And that's what they did for maybe a few moments early on, the All Blacks. But this French crowd down here are just riding every single play, almost willing them through every scrum. And, you know, one resulted in a penalty, of course, so that helped them along. And the conditions, you guys have mentioned it a little bit, it is hot. It is just dropped below 30 degrees, but the humidity seems to just increase later on at night here. We've experienced it here all week, staying in the French capital. And just a quick word on Sam Cane as well. I spoke to the All Blacks team manager early on tonight, and he said before kickoff, he said Cane is out of tonight's match due to suffering a back spasm at training yesterday, and that his omission is precautionary.
Thanks, Lou. Yeah, we heard that the absence of Brodie Retallik, he was fit, but wasn't picked originally in the 23 as well. He is on the bench tonight. Plenty of tackles for France so far. Double New Zealand, they missed a few as well.
17, that's the concern, Rupert. 17 missed tackles from the home side. They want to rectify this in this next 20 minutes.
We're back underway.
Hey, stop!
After refreshments, Sam Whitelock climbs high again for New Zealand.
Option.
Well, the number 8, Aldrich, was a mile in front of that kick. So this is why we're going to have the option from Jaco Paipa.
Yeah, he was.
New Zealand
Number 8 is too far in front, and he puts pressure.
Scrum here, right back on halfway. And yeah, that's a give back from France.
Not the way you want to start after a break. Allow New Zealand to have a midfield scrum. Jaco Paipa is forced into this call because he had an influence on the chase to Gregory Aldrich.
Away from the shoulder.
So important, Aldrich.
Okay.
Top carries in the Six Nations. Actually captained France in a World Cup warm-up game against Fiji.
Come through. If you come forward, they're going to keep moving. Come to my mark, please. The line's the middle.
But an unforced error there from France, so Aaron Smith can feed to this scrum. Been solid so far.
I'll bring him in.
The New Zealand set piece.
Come forward, please.
Yeah, they had one hiccup at line-out time. The French got in front and stole their ball away from them, but in particular the scrum, as you spoke about, The Wallabies tested France 2 weeks ago, and New Zealand would have known coming into this game. This will be an area that they want to really target. Jason Ryan, the forwards coach for the All Blacks, has been brought in, uses this as one of their cornerstones.
Coach! Fine!
Nice balance, boys.
Set!
Solid scrum from the All Blacks. Front rows down. Penalty France. It's Ethan de Groot.
Number 1's down.
Who gets penalised once more.
Winnie Antonio winning that battle at the moment. 2 penalties in succession. He's not happy with it there, Ethan de Groot. Oh, and he's going to get out the one-wooters, Thomas Ramos. Here we go on this side. Initially, the hit is good. And there he goes down.
That's a Malvaca, replacement hooker for France. Winnie Antonio, born in New Zealand, attended Wesley College in South Auckland. Actually played rugby with Nepo Lalala at school.
Wesley College, the most famous product out of there would be one Jonah Lomu.
Well, there's been a few. Wonderful rugby nursery. But Thomas Ramos of Toulouse has a chance from precisely 50 metres out here. He's hit it very well indeed. Perfect off the tee so far tonight from Ramos. And France take the lead once more.
It's such an efficient kicking style, does Ramos. Not a short follow through, but man, that is effective and powerful.
So 9-8 France lead New Zealand. Approaching 30 minutes. It's Aldred. So hot tonight. He usually wears the headgear, the scrum cap. He's taken it off this evening.
No more. The collapse.
Dupont gets such good distance from his kicks off the base of the scrum. New Zealand go quickly again to Beauden Barrett. He kicks it high and he'll chase it himself. Ramos coming back for France, but Barrett does brilliantly for the All Blacks.
Both of them.
Chipped ahead by Artie Sarvea behind Gavin Villiers. Villiers, he's got Rico Ioane in front of him. Ioane does well. 2 former World Rugby Sevens players against each other there. Scott Barrett thinks about the long pass, holds on to it, the big second rower. Anton Leonard-Brown now. Cut out ball to Mo'unga, gets on the outside of Waki. Richie Mo'unga, his mark to Tele'a. Good attacking opportunity again for New Zealand. De Groot charges into the defence and loses possession. Here's Damian Penaud. We haven't seen much of him so far. He kicks the ball ahead, and Antoine Dupont is on the chase for France, and Beauden Barrett just wins the race for New Zealand.
Oh no, and this, I was about to say, I thought a penalty was going to be given here. Bit of afters when that ball went over, but geez, Dupont is quick, isn't he? Leading from the front again, and what he's done with that little bit of kick chase has given his team a throw-in in prime position.
Malvaca. His hands up here. They're calling Francois cross-in.
No, you can adjust.
The blindside flanker.
You can adjust,
referee. You're allowed to adjust the line up before the balls come in.
Yeah, we've gone to a full line out now.
Yeah, Aldred's joining as well. Papali'i's just getting used to the extra numbers here from France.
Okay, time's back on.
Waki wins it at the front. And here's the line-out drive. Malvaca has it under control. Just breaks up slightly, but it'll keep on going into the New Zealand 22. New Zealand trying to put them over the sideline here, but Dupont comes away with it. To Moefana, who's playing in the inside centre position for France tonight. Jonathan Danty unavailable.
No! Go over the top!
Dupont works the short side to Moefana. To Fiku now. Gael Fiku, real star. Over 80
First
test
man.
matches all time for him.
Leave it
For this French team.
I think there was a turnover there from one of the All Blacks, and there was deemed holding on. Second man in, which is Sam Whitelock.
They will. They will.
Sam Whitelock there. You heard the instruction from the referee. Leave it alone.
Kicker.
Thought he had rights.
15.
Whitelock, of course, vastly experienced player, the most capped All Black
15.
lock of all time.
Shot.
Here it is here. There's the hands on the ball from a New Zealand player, raking back. I think
Your
it was
turnover was
Mark
good.
Tele'a. So that turnover is fine.
All over him.
And the ball is up there. We're told to leave it alone. Now the crowd gets up, Brooks.
Oh, it's bouncing now. Sense an opportunity here to add some points off the boot of Ramos. His kicking has been exceptional so far. Perhaps trying to encourage them to kick to the corner there.
Normally, so far, he's been guaranteed points. Ramos, so this is the only decision in this moment.
Shot clock there, just 5 seconds left on it. Needs to get a wriggle on. Ramos, perhaps hurried by the shot clock there, has missed his first kick of the evening.
I agree with you, totally agree with you. He knew he was close to the zeros, so he just rushed his approach just a little bit. Still not out of trouble here though, New Zealand.
Yeah, shot clock, a new innovation in Test rugby. Penalty count 5-3 against the All Blacks. Want to look after that discipline area. They did have problems, of course, against South Africa in that record Test defeat at Twickenham a couple of weeks ago. That was just a warm-up, though. This is the real thing, and slightly hurried by Gregory Aldrit. Moanga finds touch.
Great effort play, though, from the number 8 from France. He was the only one chasing hard, and he's got the rewarders. Wasn't the best clearance from Richie Moanga. And now it's their throw-out, again in great position before on the other side of the field. They went to the driving more. What do they do here?
They've got a 1-point advantage, but it's New Zealand's turn to steal the line out. It was Sam Whitelock, perhaps making up for the penalty that went against him a few moments ago. Here's Villiers, hit hard by Dalton Papali'i. Fiku at scrum half to Olivon. Charles Olivon, captain France 14 times, another important leader of this team. Approaching the final 5 minutes of this first half. It's been cagey, it's been tense. New Zealand with the opening try. France with the 3 penalties. Beauden Barrett up to the halfway line. Here's his brother, Scott. Excellent ball carrying from Big Scott Barrett, getting good yards for New Zealand there, carried on by Laulala.
No hands.
Brother Casey lived for a long time in Paris, played for Racing 92. Here's Richie Moanga through the hands to Ioane.
On the ball.
Always looking to find the space for Rico Ioane. The pick and go from Tele'a once more, but it's France who've stolen it away. Here's Damian Penaud. He doesn't want to kick. These mazy runs he goes on, gives it to his fullback Ramos. Long kick over the head of Beauden Barrett.
Inside.
And a lovely spiral touch finder from the New Zealand fullback.
And that turnover came from the number 8 again. Effort play, Gregory Aldrit. He took his medicine when he had to do it, but geez. Tele'a takes it off the base, and number 8 comes in, look at him, goes down over the ball, gets a shot from Papali'i, and turns the ball over. Brilliant technique.
Give me numbers.
6 tackles already in the match for that man, 42 carry meters. He is a workhorse of this French team.
Let him come. Yeah, I get it.
Well, I think he's been the guy that's really kept this French team in this first
If it's a
40.
pattern,
Couple of carries when they're under pressure, but just to get the go forward. Couple of effort plays to put pressure on the kicks from New Zealand.
Numbers now.
Been effective. Now he's got a turnover as well.
He's still only 26 years of age. His 43rd Test cap for France tonight, so crucial for them. Malvaca, who's impressed since coming off the bench. The previous lineup didn't work out though. This time, uncontested, Woki brings it down. Dupont just runs off the base a few yards, then kicks and gets good distance as well. And again, that spiral touch finder from Beauden Barrett. Ramos has read this one. He throws it into himself. Nicely done.
Stop!
From the Toulouse fullback. Won a top 14 title earlier in the year with Toulouse on this very ground.
There's been a very different change in tactics the second 20 minutes of this first half. New Zealand weren't trying to kick it out. Initially, they're trying to play quick, go to the edge with ball in hand. Now they're happy enough to go to the set piece and slow it down a little bit.
Antoine Dupont, le petit
That's fine, it's all back swap.
French
It's all
team.
back swapping, it's no problem.
Flamand at the front. Aldred, well read that by Ethan de Groot. Good energy from the New Zealand loose head.
Nope.
He's had a few difficulties at scrum time so far this evening. Dupont kicks again. Villiers chasing, but won't get there in time. Barrett has it. Good tackle on him from Francois Cross. Chopped the New Zealand fullback to the floor. Here's Tele'a again. Just goes looking for work so often, coming in off his left wing. Savea to Mo'unga. A bit of space here now for Mo'unga, and New Zealand. Beautiful ball over the top to Will Jordan. It's Dalton Popali'i, in fact, into the French 22.
Rock!
Savea again. Whitelock. New Zealand would dearly love to score points before half-time, trailing France by a point here. They work the blind side. Leonard Brown. There's Beauden Barrett again. At pace, there's Will Jordan. Laulala in his 50th Test match. They work the blind side again. Cody Taylor now.
Last bit.
Aaron Smith to Ardi Savea. Again, they work the short side. Quick hands from Cody Taylor. Perhaps just losing a little patience there.
Yeah, and just a shake of the head. Look at that, a lot of hands on hips again from this French outfit. But the All Blacks, through their skill execution, it's just not there. Their last pass didn't hit the mark. Just releasing the valve a little bit.
Clear gap, clear gap, give me numbers. 3.
He hasn't played much in the build-up to this Rugby World Cup in terms of Test matches in the warm-ups. Cody Taylor, long line-out defensive throw from France. Well executed.
No, Son, stay there.
Of course, the New Zealand players had to stay back the mandatory 10
And use
metres
it,
from that
Lloyd!
line-out.
Rock, no hand.
So we're at the 40-minute mark. This is the final play, and with a 1-point lead, Thomas Ramos, who's kicked all of France's points so far, puts it over the end line and will take us to half-time. Mark Tele'a opened the scoring in just the second minute of the match. Enormous night for the New Zealand number 8 leading his team out here in this World Cup opener. And it'll be Mathieu Jalabert, an enormous responsibility on his shoulders at fly half for France in this World Cup as it goes forward off New Zealand hands. And France have it early in this second half. Here's Cameron Woki, dynamic second rower. Reda Ouadi from La Rochelle gets away from one tackle and another. The bearded loosehead finally put on the ground. Charles Olivon now. Popali'i looks for the steal, doesn't get it. Out the back from Antonio. Loose pass from Jalabert in front of Fiku, and Damian Penaud, though, will run cross-field. He does this a lot, and quite often he finds a way through. Good tackle there from Popali'i, but still alive for France. Crowd rising to the occasion once more. And look at Aldrit go! Inside ball, brilliant from the number 8. Tomo Ramos now at scrum half. Twinkling feet from the Toulouse fullback.
Advantage, silent.
Allez les Bleus rings around Stade de France.
Attack.
But it's a penalty to New Zealand.
Yeah, from the side, I think it was on the opposite side of the field. This is a call from the assistant referee.
6.
Dalton Papali'i was the recipient of that shot. You can see there his right shoulder is just down a little bit.
But Aldrit again,
Okay, so clear the
causing problems for New Zealand.
Aldrit handles the chase from Villiers. I think it was number 16, in fact, the replacement, hooker, Mo Vaka, who was the one singled out. What a start to the second half by the home team, coming with some venom.
Lift in energy, wasn't it? It was Francois Cross who was penalised. Chip over the top for Will Jordan. Brilliant skill from Jordan, looking for a support runner, doesn't find one. Good tackle from Villiers. They look for the steal now, France. Double clutch from Mo'unga over the top to Tele'a. New Zealand looking for another try. Tele'a has a double.
I'm in line.
Almost conceding at their own end. They score first again.
I think it was Rieko Ioane with the pass. And New Zealand, from defence, turned it into attack. Lineout was good. Chip in behind from Adi Savia to Will Jordan. Jordan was looking for support, made the right call. Support players there quickly. Scott Barrett with the clearance, and then the double pump from Rieko Ioane out to the try score, and Tele'a will get 2.
Well, a lot of people wonder why the likes of Caleb Clark and Leicester Vaanga Anuku can't make this All Black team. That's why
Onside kick.
Tele'a scores tries.
Play on.
Agreed.
Just to reiterate, the TMO has looked at their pass, has given it the all clear. So try stands.
13-9. Mo'unga looking to add an extra couple of points. Difficult kick. The whistles for Mo'unga, and they do the job as that one slides by as well. Deep breath from the great one, Richie McCaw.
There's a double pump, there's the flat line. The crowd's just in the replay. They do not like it, but it was A-OK.
Back underway, 13-9, New Zealand in front.
Rock!
Finding their way over the try line very early on in each half.
Use it, none of course, use it. Take him back.
And Aaron Smith, almost the first time tonight, kicks off the base for New Zealand, but Dupont has it. Will Jordan's onto him. Ramos, not for the first time either, goes in play scrum half. Here's Reda Wadzi. He had a lively start to the second half. Jalabert, he decides to chip through. Play on, says the referee, nothing in that.
Nothing wrong.
Ramos sees some space over on the far side, but perhaps didn't see Will Jordan.
White player steps into the defender, nothing wrong by defence.
Barrett thinks about the quick line out to Tele'a, but holds on.
Now that is how you exit Jalabert. That is an absolutely massive kick. Look, that's a metre away from New Zealand 22. I'm sure they'll pressurise this throw here, the French team.
Cap's fine.
Yeah, 22-metre line to 22-metre line there from Jalabert. Savia. Tupolvati loses the ball in contact. France have it again.
No, no.
Big responsibility for Tupolvati tonight and for Thibaut Flamand. Look at the big second row go. Gets the ball away. Dupont has it. Tele'a looks for the intercept. Advantage is coming.
Geez, they were lucky there. The All Blacks. That was a great set. But Tupolvati with the drop ball, Tele'a goes for the interceptor. That's okay. It was a genuine attempt.
Yep.
Here's the drop ball. He just had a little look up at the defensive line, didn't he, before securing the ball? They had numbers. Look at that break. Good decision here. I thought he could have kept it, try to give that 50-50 ball. But I like the way Flamand just changed his angle in line to get yards.
Yeah, they've called it a genuine attempt at an intercept there from Mark Tele'a, so it's just a knock-on. Referee said before the contest that they're going to allow players to try and intercept the ball if they make a concerted effort. Won't be a penalty.
Yes, if Mark Tele'a knocked that ball on or just hit it so there was no attempt, then that would have been a very different story, but still in a very good attacking position here, this French team.
Here they are looking for their first
Fine.
points of the match, points of the half. First try of the match. Front rows are down. That's a messy old scrum. That will have a reset.
Well, it's interesting. That's twice. It looks like they're pulling out. Antonio, the number 3, the hit is good, and then they just fold and go back.
Say one again.
So it's putting the front row of New Zealand
elbow up.
with pressure. You can see they're just having a talk now. He's shifting himself, and because Ethan de Groot can't stay there, there's only one way he can go, and that's down. It's a bit of trickery from Antonio, but I think he's been warned right now. I wouldn't mind seeing Mofana in this situation. We haven't called his number 2 much, but in jersey number 12, he is very good.
Shot on the sideline there of Roman Tarpel-Fanua, perhaps preparing to come on for France.
Watch this hit on this angle. This will be a good shot of it. The initial hit is good.
2 penalties already against Ethan de Groot. And it's a free kick to France.
So keep your balance. Keep your balance.
That was a balance thing rather than
what do you want?
What they were talking about technically.
Come again. Hold your balance. Hold your balance.
Marty Sabia is just going to talk about that fact too. The French are trying to shift the point. It's just been unstable right from the jump.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement.
And they will make a change. It'll be Cameron Woki who heads to the sideline for Roman Tarpel-Fanua. It's his 45th Test cap for France. He's missed a few games in the warm-up. Good effort from Woki for the opening 48-odd minutes of this match.
Very good Woki, done everything that's been asked of him by his coach.
Hook is in.
Very good at his core responsibilities.
Yeah, with Paul Willemse pulling out of this tournament with a hamstring issue. Big responsibility for Woki, done well.
Locks.
So more weight in this scrum now. With big Tarpel-Fanua in there on the tight side of this French front 8.
Oh, the home crowd starting to bounce, getting in behind their side.
Set.
Dupont feeds it, and they're going to go blindside. Not for the first time. Smith's onto Dupont. Pinot sets up the breakdown. Here's Aldred again.
Ball out.
Ball's loose. Francois Cross reacts well.
Play on. He's got it. First man.
But New Zealand have it. Or do they?
Yes, the ball. Right, yes, the ball. Yes, the ball.
Yeah, comes out of that breakdown. Smith reacts and gives it to Richie Mo'unga, a little dummy. Sees a half gap. Door closes. Ioane again. After that for Mark Tele'a a little while ago. Referee just gets in the way of that ball. Almost comes loose here. They're going to have to set a scrum here.
Don't touch me.
The French,
New Zealand feet.
Yeah, the French team are really pressurising at the breakdowns. They're getting up quickly. They are legally behind the hindmost foot.
Look ahead.
So there's the clean, and the ball is out. So that's something I think they've really been very good at, the home team tonight, is getting line speed, especially at that breakdown.
Plays for Lyon. Romain Tafelfanur, formerly Toulon and Perpignan. Karim Ghazal there. Breakdown coach for France.
Remember, New Zealand have given away 2 penalties at the scrum in the first half. They can ill afford to give away points here.
The scrum coach, William Servant, he patrols the sideline. Likes to get up close and personal.
Fine.
Defensive scrum here for New Zealand. Stable enough for Logan Barrett, but that one slices off the side of the boots.
Looks like one of the French second rows is down it. Oh no, it's the Antonio.
Yeah, Winnie Antonio in back play, just had a shot, getting some treatment. He's back on his feet.
Show your numbers clearly.
The humidity, the amount of tackles, I think the French know they need some injection.
Dorian Aldegheri, replacement. Tight head prop. He's looking like he might be coming on, as well as Jean-Baptiste Gros. No changes just yet. Might see some front row replacements for New Zealand as well. Acrobatic take, one-handed by Charles Olivon. Malvaka again, he wants to drive on here. Players in front of him just losing their feet temporarily, but they go again, France.
Stay there. One.
Dupont. Out the back from Malvaka. Kick pass for Penaud. Damien Penaud reels it in! But Richie Mo'unga with the cover tackle. Looks like he's put Penaud over the sideline.
Yeah, I think he's got them. I think he's got him. Richie Mo'unga goes low and takes the legs out of Penaud.
He loses the ball forward. We'll show you one angle to confirm. Here you go.
Great bit of ingenuity on the kick.
Here's your best angle, Jaco.
There's nothing on the big screen for us.
It's coming to you now. He loses the ball forward before the line. We've got one more angle.
Before the line, so that's one.
It's actually a line out black ball. He loses it, the ball goes into touch.
Touch.
What a tackle
1 and 3
from Richie Mo'unga. Damien Penaud, an outstanding try scorer. 23 in his last 26 tests there, denied by the New Zealand fly half. Replacements here for France, Antonio and Wadi will go to the sideline. They will be replaced by Jean-Baptiste Gros, who will take his spot on the loose head side of the scrum, and Dorian Aldegheri.
Yeah, 2 changes too for the All Blacks. Opa Tungafasi will come on, and Fletcher Newell replacing Ethan de Groot and Nepo Lalala as well. So both coaches
I want to see the receiver.
calling for some reinforcements up front.
For New Zealand, the exit of number 1, Ethan Groot, replaced by 17, Ofa.
So Cody Taylor still out there, the All Black hooker. Throws to Scott Barrett. They competed, did France. They were close to stealing that one. New Zealand come away with it with Savia. Leading by 4, but they've been under a lot of pressure.
Use it now.
In the last 10 minutes or so. Most of the action's been down this end of the field. But they did get that second try to Tele'a. Here's Ramos. Francois Cross. There's Fletcher Newell and number 18. Malvaka. through the tackle of Tupolvai. Nice one-handed catch from Jalabert. Here's Fickou, dummy, Gael Fickou. Good tackle in the end from Scott Barrett. Dummy and Penaud picks and goes for France. Offloads the ball to Dupont. Ball went backwards and... It's a penalty to France.
They're saying there was a push in the back, I think, somewhere, as Dupont was trying to collect that ball, maybe. France motion into the corner, here we go.
Well, the crowd have been demanding this all night.
Big moment in this match.
France hot on attack, but Sam Whitelock climbs high, almost steals it for New Zealand. Moefana with a carry. Flamand. Francois Cross. Dupont to change direction. Jalabert, Mathieu, Jalabert, Tommy and Penaud. France take the lead in Paris.
Well, it wasn't the original way they wanted to get over the try line from the line out. New Zealand competed through Sam Whitelock. They go the back door. They finally find the mismatch goes around Ardie Savea, but the timing of the pass from Jalabert, there's the footwork, there's the draw on play, there's the players' emotions, and there's that try.
Denied a few moments earlier. But he more often than not comes away with the goods from test matches, does Dummy and Penaud. That's his 24th try in his last 27 test matches.
It's just a noted try score. That's what you want. Your wingers scoring tries. He's a big unit, but geez, he's got great timing.
75% for Ramos so far tonight. From wide out, Toma Ramos gets them on their feet once again. France 16, New Zealand 13.
New Zealand with a couple of changes again. Luke Jacobson on for the All Blacks, and also Samioni Tokiaho, jersey number 16.
New Zealand go long off the restart, down to that man Aldred. Dupont, Moefana goes backwards, here's Barrett. Chips high, Will Jordan's on the chase, Ramos again! Climbs high and again he falls to the floor. This time it is a penalty against New Zealand. That wasn't a fair fight, a fair contest in the air, says the referee.
Okay, Jaco, I'm about to show you foul play by the New Zealand player.
We have to go through a TMO process here to check the foul play.
Okay, this will be your best angle, Jaco.
Never gets, no, it doesn't get off the ground.
And he lands on his side, yeah.
Yellow card, bunker. Yellow card, please.
It's number 14.
With your eyes on the ball, you also have to get your timing right. He's still on the floor. He overruns under him.
It's a yellow card for Will Jordan, and you saw the signal from the referee. It will also go to the bunker for review.
Well, I think the thing is, because Will Jordan is still on the ground, even though he had eyes for the ball, he's taken out the player's legs, which is the foul play. If he goes in the air and contests it, then that's fair contest, so it's the right decision.
So the foul play review official will now look at that. They'll have 8 minutes to look at all the angles and decide whether it should be upgraded to a red card.
And this is the moment for France to just come off the back of a try. Now they've got the numerical advantage. They're coming in hard, so what do the All Blacks do now? The one's under pressure, the other one's going to have to make some tackles.
Substitution for France, exit of number 12,
So Arthur Vincent has come on for France, for Johan Moefana.
Arthur Vincent.
France really feeling it now. Playing with a man up here. They'll go back, bringing it down illegally is the call.
First player and a player on the inside.
Penalties compounding against New Zealand. We saw this against South Africa a couple of weeks ago at Twickenham.
Yeah, it'd be interesting, the attitude here. I think you go for the points myself. Just they're feeling the vibe and backing themselves. Looks like they might go the corner. Oh no, he's going to have a shot. Yeah, the skip's pointed at the post, and I think this is the smart move.
Paul, shot.
Yeah, they will kick a post. Sam Whitelock. His fellow teammates will no doubt look to him for leadership here.
After this, yes. The ball goes dead.
Yeah, Tungafasi was the one highlighted, pulling that down, and that's clear and obvious right there. Big kick, this one.
Yeah, he's had some tough kicks tonight. There's Tomo Ramos, 4 of 5, but this one's the toughest of the lot so far. As we approach through quarter time, that one just slides by, the right hand upright. Serge Blanco.
Drinks, water, 2 minutes.
Rather shot.
Water.
Absolute legend. Serge Blanco, French and international rugby, going to water break.
Okay, Jaco, just to let you know, the yellow card for the New Zealand player will remain as a yellow card. Option 2, degree of danger not high. He lands on his side.
Okay, I'll restart the game with that.
Okay, I'll remind you just in case.
So yeah, as we approach the 60-minute mark, players will take a water break. It's been so hot in France this week, Paris particularly.
I think New Zealand probably need this more than the French team do at the moment. The flow's definitely on the back of the home team. New Zealand will just have to reset here, keep their lines.
Rugby World Cup or earlier trial. This tournament could have had 2 in this second half. Work to do now for New Zealand. So much of the game has been down at the All Blacks end of the field. We're just waiting to hear the decision from the bunker as to whether that Will Jordan yellow will remain a yellow or it will be upgraded. We might be getting the information very shortly.
Captain! On it! Just feedback from the bunker. The yellow card remains a yellow card. The level of danger is not high enough for a red card, okay? Come down on his side. Okay, thank you.
So there you have it. Will Jordan will be allowed to come onto the field. He'll be very relieved about that,
right.
As will the All Blacks. Hush around the Stade de France after that water break. The energy just slightly seeping out of the stadium. There's New Zealand playing with 14 here. We'll try to come away with it, Mark Tele'a. They're going to keep it narrow here, New Zealand. You can understand that. And a great break from Scott Barrett there. Big tackle, Penno.
Tele'a is good.
Luke Jacobson.
Good.
That's a A right winger on a blindside flanker. Good quick hands from Tuangafasi. Here's Tokiaho, replacement hooker. Pick and go from Adi Savea.
Play on.
Tuangafasi again. Switcher play back to the short side. Here's Ioane. Rico Ioane gets away from one. Inside.
Tap forward.
Back to the man he beat, Francois Cross. Slightly fortunate that for France. And here's Ramos. They're going to look to try and spread it with the one-player advantage. Here's Fickou. Gael Fickou finds Olivon. Big rangy back row up to the New Zealand 10-metre line. There's Aldred to Dupont. Got so much time, the French scrum half. Big clear out from Taufifenua. Dupont decides to kick. Barrett's there. And Beauden Barrett cleverly off the outside of his boot, making good yards, puts it into touch.
Oh, that's a great kick from Beauden Barrett. They haven't been able to exit too well.
Look up, please. Numbers. White.
Olivon one-handed again, wins the line-out. Jalabert to Vincent. Aldred in midfield. Counter-ruck from New Zealand, looking for the turnover. It was Savea. Ball's loose. Villiers tries to get away from Rico Ioane. Put him over the sideline, but the ball remained in field.
Release.
New Zealand have possession though.
There's the ball, don't milk it. There's the ball.
All the territory's been down this end of the
Lost
field.
feet.
Just struggling to find a way to get the ball in French territory, New Zealand. Trailing by 3 points. Jalabert's underneath it for France.
On the ball.
It'll be Dupont who will kick this time. Some space on the near side. Has he overcooked it? Yes, he has. A rare mistake from Dupont.
Very rare. Normally so accurate. Maybe a bit of fatigue kicking in.
6.
Again, New Zealand won't mind this.
Well, here's a real bolter in this French squad that's coming on. Paul Boudéon to win just his 4th cap. Made his debut in the World Cup warm-ups. He replaces Francois Cross for France, and a change at scrum half for New Zealand. Finlay Christie is out there for Aaron Smith. 5 minutes still remaining on the yellow card for Will Jordan.
Through the middle. Through the middle.
For New Zealand.
Yes. Use it now.
Savea.
Away.
There's Christie with his first pass to Barrett. Good chop tackle, and it's dislodged possession as well, and Aldred's onto it for France. Flicks it out for Dupont. Danger signs here for the All Blacks. Fickou. Little scoop ball to Ramos. Back to Dupont. France keeping the ball alive. Christie just lifting the legs of Villiers. Got to be careful doing that. Not rolling away New Zealand. Penalty advantage France. Jalabert. Taufifenua.
You're in there. 20's fine, you're in there. Yep.
You just feel the physicality of this French team.
There or here.
Just starting to weigh on this All Black outfit.
Post tacklers roll. Slowing down.
It's their discipline or ill-discipline. It's forcing these indiscretions at the moment.
Is that black? And come around. Okay.
Aldred again. Just making things happen for France.
Okay.
There's the tackle from Newell, and then he got
Gregory.
pings for not rolling away.
Number 8.
That big left leg of Taufifenua perhaps contributed to that.
Will you defend the box?
He was in the struggle, was just exiting in this whole game, to be fair. The game plan initially was to go wide to wide, keep ball in hand, but they haven't really set themselves up to exit long.
Don't work.
So Ramos from a very kickable position here, looking to give France their biggest lead of the night. Ramos again, another 3 points. France lead New Zealand 19-13.
What that does, now New Zealand has to get a converted try to get into the lead. Only minutes left on this card. So France has been good enough to take control of that numerical advantage.
And will New Zealand kick to compete here? Barrett, yes they do. They go short from the restart. Scott Barrett, his brother, does brilliantly. Learned that one in the backyard in Taranaki on the dairy farm.
And away now.
Christie working the blind side to Barrett. There's Jacobson for New Zealand. Tokiaho. Moanga, short ball to Papali'i, can't hold on. And Ramos is going to send it downtown. That's a 10th handling error for New Zealand in this game. And playing with 14, Beauden Barrett will find the security of the sideline once again. That's Malvaka thinking about the quick line out there.
Cup. Numbers.
Impressive, the replacement hooker. Much as Jalabert. Good night for him so far as well.
You can leave. Okay, play.
Just play with so much confidence these days. This French team, an outstanding record coming in, 14 straight home wins. They go to Flamont at the front of the lineup. Dupont kicks high for the chasing Villiers. Moan competes into the hands of Sarvea. Does well, the New Zealand captain. David Harvili, who's out there for New Zealand. Kick pass for Tele'a. He's on a hat-trick. Gets put to the ground and then going into the turnover is Arthur Vincent. That's brilliant from the replacement midfielder.
Great timing, wasn't it? From number 22, Vincent. And they go quick here, France.
Yeah, they're going the far side. It was intended for Villiers. Sarvea, fortunately for New Zealand, had one eye on it. Gets the ball away from contact. Back in field to Tungafasi. Here's Barrett. Game breaking up slightly here.
That was going back.
It's a wobbly old kick, and it's into the hands of Damien Penaud. He loses the handle into the hands of Finlay Christie. Tries to kick the ball. Taken by Dupont. Will go back for the knock-on.
Yeah, just a bit of unstructure, isn't it? Both teams looking for opportunity, but now New Zealand up to their full complement with Jordan back onto the field.
Yellow card coming back. Okay.
There he is. Will Jordan. Yellow card remained a yellow on review. Could he be the difference maker? He'll no doubt want to make a difference, having sat down for 10 minutes.
Square. Right.
Wouldn't put it past him with his attacking ability.
We just saw a little bit of the skill though from David Harvili.
Asking for number 4.
He's coming to the second 5 role for the All Blacks. A little kick pass.
And here's Brodie Retallik. A late change onto the bench for New Zealand, but what a player to bring on for Sam Whitelock. One World Cup winner replacing another there.
Brodie Retallik will bring some starts, that's for sure. Could have gone in this game in the starting lineup. The coach decided to hold him back, but under necessity with Sam King being ruled out pre-kickoff. Brodie Retallik comes to the bench, and now he gets his chance in this opener.
Yeah, Ian Foster, head coach, said during the week that Guzzler, as his nickname is, was not happy with him because he wanted to play, he wanted to start, left him out of the 23. Well, he gets his chance now.
Goes. 5. Set.
stable scrum there.
They've been a real contest all night, haven't they, the scrum?
Again.
The French would have to say are winning that battle. They've gotten 2 penalties.
Control, no shape. Control.
In this department.
Keep my mark. Starts with you. Hookers.
It's not every day you can take off a 146 odd caps for another Test match centurion. That's what New Zealand can do with Retallik. This crowd have been magnificent tonight. They have cheered France all the way. And the team have got a 6-point lead. Christie plays to Mo'unga. Cut out to Beauden Barrett. That's a kick pass intended for Will Jordan. Well read by Gavin Villiers.
No hand.
Dupont. Shorter range, little box kick off the base there. Bounces to Richie Mo'unga. Havili. Flat ball to Tokiaho. Jacobson. Tungafasi to Mark Tele'a. Little hitch kick on Penno. France wanted the turnover, didn't get it. Here's Scott Barrett again. He's just got through a power of work this evening. This is brother Beauden. Chip over the top, a little long, and it's into the hands of Ramos and now Jalibert.
Stop!
Havili. Played only 40 minutes of rugby since injuring his hamstring in late May. He's pretty slow chasing that kick as well. Jalibert takes the mark.
Yeah, Havili, though, he has got a very long kick. That's the difference when he comes onto the field. Now, this is just a slow play down. You see the French team don't need to rush this. Other one's not chasing the game like New Zealand.
Well, they do find touch. No, they don't.
Well, it's from a free kick. So he can't get on forward because it's in the 22.
Yeah, Christophe Ridley on the near side. Said it was out in the full, but overruled by his referee. It did hit the line, but he was...
It's a start kick, so it's not 50-22, understand? Same as a kickoff.
Allowed to do that, but it will be a New Zealand feed to the line-out.
11 black.
And another change for New Zealand is Leicester Fainga'anuku, who will come onto the field for. The man who scored 2 tries, Mark Tele'a. Retallik wins his first line-out. Savia again with the carry. Flicked on by Jacobson to Retallik. Picked up by Tokiaho. The man from the Chiefs franchise. High kick from Mo'unga. Will Jordan's got to be careful here as Ramos hits the deck again. Boudéon.
Just a penalty.
Laser-like pass from Dupont to Fiku. Goes behind Malvaka. And they're going to go back, and the referee says just a penalty. But Will Jordan, goodness me, having already been in the sin bin for 10 minutes, you thought he might just have left that one well alone.
Bump, that's mitigation, so just a penalty.
Well, he lived. It was an interesting one, wasn't it? I think maybe just because he left the air.
We don't see a deliberate push, we say a bump, so we use it as mitigation, penalty only.
Something I've noticed, though, in this game, the retreating players from France will stop.
Decision. Shot.
Sort of create space for the jumper coming through. Watch the shadow. See, Villiers just stopped in Jordan's way and lost his footing. There's nothing Will Jordan can do about that. It's more Villiers' fault than anything.
Yeah, did Villiers change direction there?
Exactly, 100%. And I've done it twice in this game.
Because your player bumped with him, you use it as mitigation.
We actually saw Suli Vunivalu, the Australian right winger, get a yellow. Penalised last week for that kind of incident. There's the penalties conceded from New Zealand, 11-4. Discipline's been a problem. Ramos from distance. They'll try and make this a two-score game. Tele'a Ramos from long range adds another 3 points for France. 22-13 they lead, in control now of the World Cup opener.
Now New Zealand have to play, they have to get out of their own end, and they have to chance their 2 scores down.
Aldrit, as he's done many times tonight, runs it back.
France now leads 22-13.
17 points for Tele'a Ramos tonight. And the try to Damian Penaud. Moana cleverly stays in field to take that kick. Here's Beauden Barrett. Stop. Thinks about dishing it inside, but kicks again.
Stop!
These back 3 players on both teams have done an enormous amount of kicking this evening. But New Zealand, with work to do, might choose to have a go here. Here's Will Jordan. Christie, Barrett, Beauden, that is.
Release!
Taufifenua looking to strip the ball away. Popali'i. Will Jordan. France get the penalty. New Zealand sealing it off, and off to the races is Peton Malvaka for France. He's been outstanding since he's come on, and he came on early.
No more! No!
Dupont flicks it out the back to Taufifenua. Jalabert kicks it through for Penaud. Damian Penaud. Ball's gone forward. Referee's blown his whistle. It'll be an All Blacks feed to the scrum.
I'll tell you what, Peton Malvaka has been a game changer, I think, since he's been introduced early into this game. The confidence of the hooker to take that quick tap. He was isolated for a very long time, was strong enough.
Well, Christoph Ridley, the assistant on the near side, I think he adjudicated that perfectly. Just a tiny little knock on for Damian Penaud before it went off the hands of the New Zealand player. There'll be another change for France here. Maxime Lucu's going to come on for Antoine Dupont, and also Melvin Jaminet in the 23 shirt. He will replace Tele'a Ramos. And those two, Dupont and Ramos, Toulouse teammates, are worthy of this round of applause.
Back on.
So inside the final 5 minutes now of this pulsating opener here in Paris. New Zealand scored right at the start of the match, then at the start of the second half, but France have imposed themselves with authority as this match has gone on. Rieko Ioane playing out of their own 22 again, New Zealand. They have to do this a lot tonight. Beauden Barrett has kicked it into touch, and France, with a 2-score lead, won't think about going quickly this time.
Now, their game management has been fantastic this evening, the home team. Obviously, Dupont has been at the forefront of that, but Ramos also. Jalabert, I think he's been fantastic in jersey number 10, the first 5.
28,690 spectators and rugby fans. Thank you very much.
Just announced the attendance here, full house. Just shy of 79,000 here in the Stade de France. I reckon it might be tough to get a ticket to watch this team play from this point if they can close this out against New Zealand. It was already a big show, this Rugby World Cup. But if they can finish the job here against New Zealand, it will set the tone for this Rugby World Cup just the way they want it.
Remember, New Zealand have never lost a pool game in a Rugby World Cup. France have never beaten them at pool play. Now they are on the edge of history here, the home team, in game one.
Luku, the finisher, at scrum half, kicks it deep. Well taken over the shoulder from Bowden Barrett. He's got support with him should they choose to run, and they sort of need to. 2 scores down inside 3 minutes, and they've lost possession again here. And Luku just going to dink it in behind. Melvin Jaminet chasing! Jaminet! That should do it! That should seal it! France starting their home Rugby World Cup just the way they wanted to.
Well, they've been industrious. The second half in particular. Here's the turnover at the breakdown from Vincent. They shifted to the blind side quickly. Nice recognition from Luthu, but the dedication to put the body on the line, and that's the exclamation mark on a fantastic opening performance.
Well, he's known as a goal kicker, Melvin Jaminet. He scored 20 points against New Zealand when they beat them here 2 years ago in this stadium. That's his first test try.
And what a time to do it. Come on and make an impact and say, Coach, yeah, I'm good. That's how you finish.
Well, just soak up these images here as the try scorer, Jaminet. Will attempt the conversion here to add the extra 2. Well, hang on, one flag went up, one didn't. Referee Jaco Pleiper says no conversion.
France leads 27-30.
Carlton Anna, there's been some great performances from France tonight. Who's your player of the match?
Oh, I think you can't go past Gregory Aldrit for the home team in jersey number 8. He's been fantastic at the forefront of everything that's been good, whether it be defensively or offensively. He's been an absolute monster in jersey number 8, Gregory Aldrit.
As is that man who really misses out on the action, Damian Penaud. Aldrit's still out there. He's standing in the midfield at the moment. What can't he do? As Retallik wins the line-out, 29-13. France leading New Zealand. Here's Big Leicester, Fainganuku.
Play on!
Tokiaho.
No! There's the ball.
Adi Sarvea, who led the All Blacks out at the Stade de France this evening, still driving the leg, Sarvea, but he's lost the ball. And perhaps that sums it up for New Zealand. That is the final whistle. France are up and running at their home World Cup. They have beaten the All Blacks. And for the first time in history, New Zealand lose a pool game at a Rugby World Cup.
The Rugby World Cup 2023, 29-13.
A confident performance